Hi friends, you welcome to Shyam Institute. We will discuss today's current affairs. Have a look at these headlines of the day. Operation True Promise 3 and Srimant Setharadeva Award 2023, CIPRI Yearbook 2025, and then Big Cat Alliance, International Big Cat Alliance. So in addition to this, we will discuss some more points. Then I am moving to the first and foremost one. The flight number AI171 crashed. We know this particular one. So the Boeing 787-8 is the Dreamline aeroplane was crashed. Anyways, we know that one on 12th June. So this was very unfortunate. Anyways, we know, and like which was occurred in Gujarat's Ahmedabad in Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel International Airport. So then to understand the reason for this particular issue, a particular high level committee was introduced by the central government, then which is headed by the Govind Mohan, Union Secretary. The Aircraft Accident Investigation Bureau, then we'll look into the issue, and then within a coming 3 months, then they'll reveal the reasons for this one, the reasons for this particular crash, and at the same time they submit the SOP, Standard Operations Procedure. So then Standard Operations Procedure in general, then what the precautions the particular airlines department should take or civil aviation should take to come out of these type of issues in the future. So that is the main intention behind this one. So then that is SOP. In every the issues like this, like if any issues happens like this, certainly then but if a committee recommended by the government, certainly then they come up with the SOP. So the Standard Operations Procedure then always then tells about what are the general standards then they should follow to combat these type of issues in a particular nation. There is a part. And one more thing here, like if you observe the Boeing 787-8 as we discussed. So that is the Boeing brand. This is the first time this particular issue happened in the world. As of now, they released around more than 50 lakhs of aeroplanes. This is the first crash of them. They sold around 50 lakhs of aeroplanes. This is the first crash. So that is a thing then we have to look into. Anyways, then Govind Mohan is a committee headed by the committee headed by the Govind Mohan, and he will look after all the issues. Then within 3 months of period time, then they'll let us know the reasons for this particular issue. This part. And moving to the next one, yes, Operation True Promise 3. Then the present running war between Iran and Israel. You can look at this location of Israel here. This is Iran. Anyways, Iran looking big as well. Big is it? But here like Israel is non-stoply then combating Iran, and at present as of now the main heads of this particular Iran military troops and those then they lost their lives. But here anyways like then Iran introduced a operation. It is a retaliation to the Israel's operation Opera 2. Operation Opera 2 is a operation introduced by the Israel, and the retaliation for that particular operation, Iran introduced a operation called a True Promise 3. So then however the Israel attacked the main cities of Iran. Similarly then with this particular operation, Iran is attacking the main the top class cities of the Israel, like Tel Aviv, Haifa, and then Haifa, and then Rehovot. These are top class cities of Israel. So Iran is targeted these particular cities, and then and it's attacking these cities with the bombers and at the same time weapons and those. That's the context. So Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, then they are fighting with this, they are ready to attack these particular cities. So what is the name of the operation here? Operation introduced by the Iran, it is Operation True Promise 3, and it is a retaliation to the operation introduced by Israel, that is Operation Opera 2, that is a context. Okay, there is a point. And like try to comment here the capitals of Israel and Iran. Try to comment capitals of Iran and Israel. Next one, Srimant Setharadeva Award. Srimant Setharadeva Award recently announced for the year 2023 in 2025. So that is announced to Sonali Mansingh, is a famous classical dancer, and she belongs to Assam, and it is Assam's highest honor for cultural related issues. Then it is the highest honor given to the people of Assam state, and she is, as I mentioned, she is the famous classical dancer of Assam, and then this was presented by the governor of Assam, Lakshman Prasad Acharya. Then Chief Minister of Assam, the Himanta Biswa Sarma, also attended this particular award ceremony. Then this particular award has been giving since 1986. Then in journalism, arts, culture, and then culture as well as literature. For literature, this particular award is announced. As I mentioned earlier, like journalism, arts, culture as well as literature, this particular award is presented. For this time, then it is announced for culture, then culture honor. So then given to the Sonali Mansingh, a classical dancer I mentioned earlier. And then since 1986, then this particular award has been giving. And then in this particular award, if you observe, then a gold medal is presented. And in addition to this gold medal, they provide a angavastra, that is a shalva, and then shalav, and then shal, we can call shal, and then in addition to that a citation, and then gold medal, 5 lakhs of cash prize is given to this particular award. This is a special thing. So then that is all about this particular Srimant Setharadeva Award. Try to comment here, then who has got this particular award earlier before Sonali Mansingh, then who achieved, who were taken this particular award. There is a point required here. And moving to the next one, the G7 summit. G7. So group of 7, like Trump cut short G7 summit. So this is the news here we have today. This particular G7 summit is a summit for industrially developed nations. Developed nations are part and parcel of this particular summit, like US, UK, Canada, Italy, Germany, France and Japan. These are members of this particular summit. These are members. Earlier Russia was member and it was suspended from this particular group. So anyways, then this particular number G7 summit 2025 G7 summit in number 51st one. 51st summit 2025 one, but officially meetings wise this is the 57th meeting. Meetings wise 57th meeting, summits wise 51st summit. That is the context. Don't get confused with this particular one. And this was observed in Canada. Canada's Kananskis, which was observed in Kananskis 2025. And then this is the second time. This particular city is hosting this particular G7 summit. Earlier it was G8 by the time. 28th summit was observed in same city, Kananskis, and now 51st summit observed in Kananskis. But as a whole, this is the 7th time conducted G7 summit conducted in Canada. In Canada, 7th time. In Kananskis, it is the second time. Earlier 28th summit was observed in this particular one. So that is all about this particular summit. and then only one nation. Special thing is that Japan is only the Asian country which is a part of this particular summit, G7 summit. Japan is only the country. China is China not even a member, but like India, then India's Prime Minister then reaches this particular summit or attend to this particular summit before last year and this year. Then generally then they call this particular India as to observe the meeting and those. But then officially India is not member in this particular G7 summit. That is the context. And moving to the next one, fast petrol vessel. Yeah, then I forgot to give a word here. Like if you observe this one, here then we mentioned that Trump cut short the G7 summit. So mid of the summit, like Trump returned back. The reason is that like the Iran and Israel war, it is in peak stage. So then to have a look on that, then he returned from this particular meeting. And then he mentioned a word saying that this will be a real end. So then no ceasefire you can expect here, but a real end. This is a real end, no ceasefire. So but in the context of India and Pakistan, all we were observed a ceasefire. We observed ceasefire, but here this time it's not ceasefire, it's a real end. A real end he mentioned. And then he returned from this particular Canada to US. And moving to the next one, the fast petrol vessel. Fast petrol vessel is a petrol vessel in the sense which looks after all the vessels and their assets actually, So fifth fast petrol vessel was introduced by Goa Shipyard Limited, and it is given to the Indian Coast Guard, given to the Indian Coast Guard. And then Indian Coast Guard anyways we know, which was officially introduced in 1977, the headquarters located at New Delhi. Present Paramesh Sivamani, it's a Director General of Indian Coast Guard is Paramesh Sivamani. Okay. So here like under Atmanirbhar Bharat program, then officially Indian government 60% plus indigenously prepared petrol vessel this is. So in number it is a fifth one. What is the name of the fifth petrol vessel? Achal. Name is Achal. Achal is the name. So like if you observe with this one, Achal is the fifth one. The first one, first, second, third, fourth. Achal is the fifth one. So here like if you observe this one, particular one, Adamya, Akshar, Amulya, Akshay, and Achal. Achal is the fifth FSL, fifth FPV. Adamya, Akshar, Amulya, Akshay, Achal. These are FPVs, fast petrol vessels. So Achal is the fifth one. Indian Coast Guard officially introduced in 1977, and then headquarters located as I mentioned is in Delhi. And like Paramesh Sivamani is the present Director General of ICJ. That's a point. So these particular FPVs then looks after all the assets of that particular coast system. That's a context. Moving to the next one, International Labour Conference, ILC. This International Labour Conference recently observed, that is in number 113th one, 113th ILC observed in Geneva, Switzerland, and during this particular summit, biological hazards in working environments. They discussed about biological hazards in working environment. So then they discussed about this particular topic for the year 2025. So biological hazards working environment convention. So in working environment, how the biological hazards will affect is the main intention of intention to discuss this particular intention to discussed in this particular convention. So here, like if you observe during the same meeting, a second global coalition for the social justice was observed. Second global coalition for social justice was observed at 113th ILC, International Labour Conference. Then this particular global coalition for social justice officially introduced in 2023. This global coalition for social justice officially introduced in 2023, and then 113th conference. Okay, that is a point. So then this particular social justice coalition for social justice introduced in 2023. This is the second meeting of global coalition for social justice, and this is all about ILC, International Labour Conference. Simply then they ask where it was happened, that is held, that is Geneva, Switzerland. Even International Labour Organization ILO headquarters located at Geneva, Switzerland. There is a point here we have. Moving to the next one, SIPRI yearbook. So like SIPRI we know, Stockholm International Peace and Research Institute. The Stockholm yearbook, this released Stockholm yearbook 2025. Here, like if you observe, then the main intention of SIPRI is then the knowing the arsenal capacity, introducing the arsenal capacity of the different countries. So according to SIPRI, then arsenal capacity of India is earlier 172, right now it's 180. So 180, and then Pakistan stood at 170 and China at 600. China at very far from these nations actually. There is a context here. And then one more point here, like so arsenal capacity we discussed about. India is not member in NPT and CTBT, that we should understand. What is NPT and what is CTBT we will discuss in few minutes. Like NPT is a non-proliferation treaty. Non-proliferation in the sense like not spreading the nuclear weapons. Then if a particular country is not allowed to buy or sell the nuclear weapons, then if they sign on NPT, certainly then they are not allowed to sell or buy the nuclear weapons from the other nation. So India is not signed on this particular one. India is not signed, Israel is not signed, Pakistan not signed, and North Korea. I repeat here, India, North Korea, Pakistan and Israel. These nations not signed on this NPT agreement, NPT. So and then CTBT, one more agreement, Comprehensive Nuclear Test Ban of Treaty. Is a comprehensive nuclear test ban. They are not allowed to testify whether the particular nuclear weapon is working or not. So then this particular comprehensive nuclear test ban of treaty, then again India is not signed on this particular one. So India can produce, India can sell, India can buy particular nuclear weapons, and it can testify as well. So because then India is not signed on these two. And recently one more news, then if you observe, then Iran is member of this particular one. Iran is member of NPT and Israel is not member. Israel is not member of NPT. Israel is not member, Iran is member, and Iran said like I am coming out of this particular treaty, because then you are not allowing to buy and sell, but like then Israel is fighting, that is a nation, it can buy and sell from US, but then if you I will come out of this NPT and then I will buy from Russia. That is a context here, that is a point here. So that is the SIPRI yearbook. Moving to the next one. So first assembly of International Big Cat Alliance, first assembly, then which is observed in New Delhi, first one New Delhi, and then the which is maintained by the presidency of, under the presidency of Bhupendra Yadav, then the Ministry of Environment, Forests and Climate Change, Bhupendra Yadav, then presidency, in his presidency this particular alliance, this particular assembly was observed, and then 2 years once this particular alliance generally then meet, and then it was officially introduced, this particular International Big Cat Alliance officially introduced in 2023 on the occasion of then Project Tiger, which was introduced in 1972, completed golden jubilee, 50 years. With the occasion of the Project Tiger, which completed 50 years, a golden jubilee on that particular occasion. That's the reason then this particular International Big Cat Alliance was introduced. Big Cat Alliance was introduced. So here, like if you observe, then these are the big cats. Here we have tiger, lion, leopard, snow leopard, cheetah, jaguar, and then puma. So tiger is endangered, lion is vulnerable, leopard vulnerable, and snow leopard vulnerable, cheetah vulnerable, jaguar is a near threatened, is the most dangerous one. The black color jaguar, black color one, then it's their number is coming down, that's why it's a near threatened. And puma is a least concern, their number is good only, least concern, that's the part. So where this particular conference or assembly was completed is in New Delhi, okay, that's the part. And next one, Food Network star Anne Burrell dies at the age of 55. So a long-term host for New York related the worst cooking in America. Worst cooking America is a program. For that particular program, she is the long-term hosted. She hosted long period for this particular program called worst cooking in America. And then she wrote a book called Cook Like a Rock Star. Cook Like a Rock Star is a book written by then Anne Burrell. Then in 2011, by the time it was a New York's bestseller. So she passed away. So try to remember this, her name, Anne Burrell, New York, a famous host for a special TV program, Worst Cooking in America, and her book is Cook Like a Rock Star. Cook Like a Rock Star is her book. Okay, and these are current affairs for the day. We will meet in tomorrow's session with the continuation of this one. Thank you and all the best.